participating via phone tonight. Can you please rise for the pledge? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Warren. Yeah. Student report today.
Good evening. My name is Mr. Warren. I'm the principal at Forks Elementary School. With us this evening, as I call your name, please come up. We have several of Forks' finest students with us today. Natalie Castronova, Joey Daphne, Sophia Ferreira Hernandez, Carson Pippert, Talia Hiska, Bridget and Veronica Kane, Ty Miller, Ava Monk, and Lottie Shaw. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Poor Karen's got the box here, you just crushed.
Today we also started a new tradition at Forks Elementary School. We had our first Easton T-Bird pep rally. And during our pep rally, we really talked a lot about tradition. The tradition over the past 100 plus years with the Easton T-Bird game, but also really how we have not just Forks Elementary Schools, but we have several other elementary schools that eventually all come together as one. And that tradition in itself. Proudly, we had almost our entire student body all dressed in red. Our Forks colors are maroon, but we came together today and dressed in red in honor of Easton Area School District. So we're going to show you this morning. It's going to be a little loud in here. We're going to show you a little bit of what we did today. All right, so I just have one simple question. Are you ready? Oh, I can't be louder than that. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Let's get ready to rumble! Alright, where are my dogs at? I won't hear anybody else. Thank you. Alright. Here we go, Easton. Here we go. Here we go, Easton. Here we go. More people participating. And we're not talking about the kids. They already know how to participate. If you are on this side of the room, when we point to you, you're going to say Easton. If you're on this side of the room, you're going to say red. And all of you back here, when we point to you, you're going to say Rovers. All right. Easton! Red! Rovers! Easton! Red! Rovers! Easton! Red! Rovers! All right. Now, I don't think this has ever been done before at a board meeting. We're going to try it. We're going to do the wave. So we're going to start over here. Mr. Cook, will you start us off? All right, our very last thing for this evening. Give me D! D! Give me A! A! Give me S! S! Give me T! T! Give me O! O! Give me N! N! What's it spell? Easton! Louder! Easton! What's it mean? Victory! Louder! Victory! Over who? Beaver! Thank you!
Thank you very much.
Hey, look, you don't mind, families are welcome to stay, but I'm probably catching up on some homework.
Oh, listen, I'd rather leave too.
Thank you, families, for being here.
Thank you. Number 2, Superintendent's Report.
I really don't have a formal report this evening. We have a lot of business to take care of, a lot of conversations to have, but I do want to say one thing and acknowledge, if you will, acknowledge the specialness of the tradition that's happening here in our community this week. I want to acknowledge the thousands of kids who attend our school district every day and do so with an enthusiastic and respectful manner. We are sometimes focused on few that sometimes lose track and make mistakes as they grow up. We need to focus and be thankful, as I am, that we have thousands of kids, hundreds of kids tonight who are camping out, who had this amazing tradition at Easton High School. I would venture to say it's not done anywhere else that I'm aware of. And I'm not sure that people in this day and age would even venture to tackle that. But it works in Easton because we have so many great kids and so many wonderful staff members who are willing to give up their time. Parents as well. I know the PTA has been working with the kids and making this happen. It's a great tradition, and it's important that we acknowledge all the kids who come each day and participate and do a great job. That's all. Okay.
Thank you. Before we move on, Mr. Simonetta, would you like to make your comment before the meeting starts?
Well, I just want to clarify for the board the outlying issue on the capital project that we're voting on tonight. I sent an email out, but I don't know if everyone received it. I just want to state that what we're doing tonight is looking for authorization for the implementation of the design process of all of the projects we identified at the committee meeting. And yes, that dollar amount total was $100 million. Tonight's approval is the authorization to start the design process. We're not looking for the board to approve a $100 million bond or referendum or anything for tonight. We're just looking to get the financial consultants and bond counsel to start the process. We'll be addressing funding needs and options in the spring when, if we move forward with the designs and whatever projects we move forward with, to decide how much money we need to borrow. At that time, we'll also have an idea what our budget's going to be like for 16-17 and where we will be within the capital rate. So I just want to make that clear that tonight is not approving a $100 million program.
Thank you, Mr. Simonetta. Let me go to reports. Letter A, CIU 20, Ms. Price.
Okay, we did not have a meeting in November, but in October we had a overview of the 2017 to 2020 comprehensive plan for IU20, and that includes gifted education, professional education plan, teacher induction plan, and basically had a presentation about the strategic plan for professional induction program last time. We also at the IU, they're doing CDL Training registration. That's now available online. So anyone who would be interested in getting CDL training or recertification, you can look up on the website and you can get training there. They also we voted to pay bills, and regretfully, we were informed of retirements that were happening. So that takes care of my report.
Thank you. Do we have anyone here representing the public library?
Yes.
I want to tell you that the library received a $3,000 LSTA grant, that's Library Services and Technology Act, and purchased 27 STEM kits through the Office of Commonwealth Libraries. These are kits for children, including making robots, information about medical technology, electricity, construction, and the one that I think is going to be most popular, wrecking ball. Construct, arm, release, and destroy. Our district coordinator, Susan Gardner, held a workshop to introduce the kits to our member libraries. And we expect that the Lafayette College program Engineers Without Borders will be using the engineering kits, which include aircraft engineer, amusement park engineer, and automobile engineer with the children at the library. The Friends of the Library also sponsored a bus trip for adults to the 9/11 Museum and the South Street Seaport on Sunday, October 23rd, with 46 patrons going on that trip. And our director, Jennifer Stocker, is finally completing her year as president of the Pennsylvania Library Association. She had an outstanding year, which culminated with a successful conference at the Kalahari Resort in Oakland.
Thank you.
Thank you.
CIT, Ms. Hess, Mr. Vanderberg, or Ms. Weiss?
I think last meeting that we saw the minutes that somebody mentioned about the fire.
Yes.
So we're hoping we'll be looking at having somebody doing that.
Community College, Mr. Fainall.
No report, no meeting in November.
Thank you. Can we just, for the record, make sure in the community college we replace Dr. Volcano with Mr. Galliano? Foundation for Eastern Schools, Mr. Buscemi.
Okay, the Foundation's annual appeal has resulted in $1,525, including $300 in gala donations so far. Plans for the fourth annual gala are moving forward. 60 sponsorship packets have been sent out to local corporations, including vendors of the district. The Foundation Board would appreciate your endorsement of our contributions to the district if you happen to have dealings with vendor contacts. Please mark your calendars and consider attending this fun-filled event that will be held at the Northampton Country Club on April 8, 2017, and will honor distinguished Eastern alumni and highlight student accomplishments while raising money for teacher grants. Formal invitation will be mailed out after the holidays. For the 2016-17 Restricted Fund Report, many donations are received for specific purposes, and to date, 100% of the monies received have reimbursed the district for the intended program. So far this year, the Foundation has raised $31,847 and reimbursed $19,737 back to the district. That's it.
Thank you, Doctor. Matt, do you have anything for the Charles Schwinn Science and Technology Initiative?
No report. We didn't have a meeting this month.
Thank you. G, Legislative, Mr. Fainall.
Not much activity after the election is people taking their new seats, new assignments and everything. But at the same time, small groups are starting to work on the budget and everything for this coming year. And that concludes the report.
Thank you, Mr. Fainall. I don't see Mr. Geiger here tonight.
No.
Do we have a student?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Michael Couch. I'm from Easton's Executive Board of the Student Council. I'm a senior. I just wanted to stop by tonight. I apologize. I will have to leave right after this, because I'm sure you're aware there are things going on. Since your last meeting, we had a Halloween charity at the high school where you paid $1 to dress up, and we raised over $300 for Autism Speaks. We also had our homecoming dance with over 700 students in attendance, and the court was announced, which you will be able to see on Thanksgiving Day. Between then and now, there hasn't been much, but at the start of Turkey Week, there's been a lot of activity at the high school, as I'm sure you can imagine. We had the Powder Puff football game hosted at Phillipsburg this year. It was a wonderful performance, and the ladies did a good job too. The halftime performance was very good. We had hallway decorating today, so all 4 student councils decorate halls with different themes to celebrate Turkey Week. And then, of course, most importantly, we spent all the seniors, there were about 450 and 550 students, seniors outside building bonfire. and I can objectively and unbiasedly report that it is the biggest bonfire. Right now, students are preparing for the sleep out that'll take place between 10 p.m. tonight and 5 a.m. tomorrow to protect it from those dirty P-Bird students. Then tomorrow we'll have a half day with our pep rally, and then that evening we'll have the parade, which leads into Thanksgiving Day. The senior class specifically would like me to reach out to you and thank you for all the support with the wood collecting. I think we had 15 big tractor trailer loads stop by today, so that was quite a decent amount for everyone to make it through. But I would like to report on the extraordinary effort of my peers in our class. It's phenomenal to see all the amount of work finally come together and culminate into such a great event. And so I found it necessary to come tonight because we are currently living this tradition, and we just want to reach out and thank all of you for supporting and believing in us through all this. But to conclude, most importantly, be P-Bird.
So before you go, please make sure that you pass the word to your friends that the acknowledgement of how impressed we are with the manner in which you folks are taking and holding this tradition is so much, so high and so dear to your heart. The other thing I wanted to mention that several years ago we had some individuals who offered to provide some extra special fireworks for the bonfire night, and some of those individuals are here in the room. King Spry Associates are generous sponsors of that. Dewey Engineering, and we also have Alloway 5 President Randy, thank you. Kessler, Wolf and Miller, and Chartwells, and thanks to the generosity, everybody will be treated to that display tomorrow night as well. So
Yes, we're very excited for that as well.
Good.
Once again, thank you, all of you, for everything that you've done for us.
ETA, Ms. Robertson.
Okay, I have a full report that should be in front of you, but I wanted to talk about a couple highlights. Over at Cheston, and this is actually a trend through most of our PTAs in the district, they've been collecting food over there for their big health food drive, and they were able to make over 50 Thanksgiving baskets for families in need at their school, which is awesome. Over at the academy, I always tell him they usually have the most interesting report because they do cool new therapies and things with the kids, which is awesome. The one I wanted to point out is they actually have a therapy dog that has begun to visit some of their middle school students at the academy. They can interact, learn from the owner, benefits of a therapy dog, things like that. So definitely, trying new things over there. And finally, at the Academy, I mentioned this, I believe, last meeting. They started a Student of the Month program over there, and they just designated their first two, one for middle school, one for high school. So they're doing good stuff. Over at the high school, they basically wrote one sentence that says, "We are assisting senior class, student council, and student staff with everything going on with Turkey Week." So I think that Michael did a great job going over all of that. Over at the middle school, similar to some of the food drives and whatnot, they have been working to increase service to the community, as well as working on the Rover Boutique food drives at events, helping with the East End Fighting Against Hunger Club, and other things. Last week, they had an all-day session for students who wanted to take action to address the food insecurity in East End. So keep an eye out for efforts like peer education, food collection, things like that, but just being really very proactive. And actually, our president of the middle school PTA is here tonight, Lynn Alexander. Over at Forks, they had their pep rally that was very exciting in the beginning there. I can also say that Paxinosa, Tracy Elementary, and a couple other schools also did that. We want to thank the high school. They actually brought in the cheerleaders, football players, and the band to celebrate with these elementary schools. So that's a cool tradition that is happening in our elementary schools, and the little ones are getting excited. Finally, over at Palmer, they also had a Thanksgiving food drive, and they were able to collect for 22 families within their school. Lastly, for those of you that have been on the middle school campus or who have passed by Shawnee Elementary School there, they are getting a brand new digital sign installed. So if you've been out on social media and whatnot, they were installing that today. So that will give their announcements and whatnot for the school. And then finally, my report on behalf of council. Mr. Pennebone, we would like to thank you for all your years of service here to the district. I know we are going to be talking officially about that later on. We want to just give you a little something here. I can take my credit, Lynn. Yes, thank you. So, wanted to give that to you. And finally, on behalf of council, we'd like to wish the entire school board and administrators a very safe, warm, and relaxing Thanksgiving break. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't see anyone here from EAEA. We're going to go to Kay. Alan Jones, first one.
Good evening. I know you all missed me, but because I've got to get out there, the first bus out in the morning, I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. But I couldn't miss this tonight. Frank, I'd like to thank you for your service.
Okay, wait a minute.
Well,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm going to get sappy. Okay?
No, don't get sappy. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
We're in trouble.
No. First of all, Lynn, I'm probably going to keep this magnet. For the last week, I've received numerous phone calls and emails from employees and the public and asking me to reconsider and finish my term, and I'm considering it. I got to talk to my family some more, and
I can't go ahead and give you a compliment yet.
well, you can. I don't get enough. Well, because I feel bad. They bought me pizza. I didn't eat the pizza. Feel free to tell me I'm losing weight. I know I am. They bought me cake, and you guys can have that. We're going to bring that out later. And then I got the magnet, Lynn. I'm definitely going to keep the magnet.
It's just going to get stolen off your
and probably whatever's in the car I'm going to keep. And thank you. But I just got an overwhelming response, and we're going to talk about it with the family, and see if I can manage and finish out my 3-year term, and they even put my name on the gavel. I'm going to take this home today. And if I do today to finish my term, I expect more gifts.
I'll bring you a shirt if you're going to retire again. But anyway,
Thank you.
thank you.
But thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. You've worked very well with labor. Very well. You've worked very well with the students, and we do appreciate that. And if you do stay on, we look forward to that. Working in the future. And also I'd like to announce, and I get to do this every year and I love it, 2 of our students, ongoing students, will be receiving scholarships from Teachers Local 77, again this year, and that's Jake, I believe it's Jake Liscanipia, and Victoria Decker. Okay, and I think Jake is going to Drexel, and Victoria is East Stroudsburg. So, every year our students get
EASD diversity, Mr. Reinhardt.
Yes, we met on November 14th, and we're in the process now of setting up some subcommittees. There'll be an administrator and a member of our community at large, if you will, co-chairing each of those committees, and they will hopefully do some extended work on our plan as outlined in the plan.
Thank you, Mr. Reinhardt. Number 5, is there anyone from the public who would like to be heard on agenda items only? Agenda items only from the public? Seeing none, we have executive session report as listed. Number 7, can I have an approval or a motion to approve the minutes? Second? Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Can I have a motion to accept number A, letters A through M, number 9, A through F, number 10A, number 10A. I'm going to stop there.
So moved.
Second? Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Number 11, buildings and grounds. Can I have a motion to accept letter A, long-range plan? Second? Discussion?
A question. Mike, you talked earlier about the $100 million. How much do we currently have in the capital reserve?
Capital project, capital reserve, right?
Yeah.
$4.5 million.
So will that money cover the first year of all their work?
The design work?
Yes.
Oh, yes, undoubtedly.
Plus the other two other projects at the high school.
Well, the high school project is 3.2, I believe, for the high school.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm asking the question because of, at what point, can we get through 2000 or to us to 2017 without borrowing and not really doing it to 2018?
Well, for the 17-18 school year, where the second project online is on the calendar is Tracy, HVAC lighting and roof replacement.
Yeah.
That construction is scheduled to be done during the 17-18 school year. So, again, when we come in this spring to vote on the funding, we'll have that opportunity, well, more than just one meeting, but we'll have that opportunity to talk about how much we want to fund. But to answer your question, the 3.2 for the high school roof, which is scheduled to start this May, or in the summer, and the design is up until that point, until next fiscal year, we should be able to fund through the capital reserve.
Because I get concerned that once they start the design, particularly of Cheston and Palmer, that you don't want to stop them partway through, and that's a real concern that I have. Of if we start to say, okay, we're not going to borrow anymore because we don't know where the budget figures are, then it's going to be stop the project and pick which one continues on.
As I said last week, remember, you're gonna have a budget picture for the January committee meeting.
Right.
We're gonna have a pretty good idea of where we're gonna be at the January committee meeting, which is not even a month into them starting the design phase, the design portion of it.
Right, but I mean, to start it, people may be hiring people or whatever else to do that, right?
I think that's all. I think everybody went into this with the unknowns.
Okay, so we're saying that could be a possibility that it may have to pull back. Okay.
I have a motion and a second for number A. Is any other discussion?
So we're talking about the design phases for the two schools starting, looks like on the schedule here was what, December?
December, correct.
Okay. So I guess my question is, we're talking about having more information for the budget in January. Is that 1 month, 1 month and a half, going to make that much of a difference for us to have a better idea where we're going to be at budget-wise?
According to a REEF, it will, because we have to have certain things done by February in order to be eligible for the $4 million grant that we received from Vaccinosa. And if we don't do it now, if we're not eligible for that, it's $4 million for a couple of years.
And that won't be available after this.
It won't be. According to, and it's not guaranteed we're going to get it, but did get a wonderful job on Vaccinosa. We got the $2 million there, so we're optimistic that we'll get the $4 million on the next two projects. So that's why we're kind of moving forward with this most today.
That is true. Will not be available after tonight.
No, after February.
So,
And it takes how long to prepare the documents for that?
Well, the grant submission, if you recall, is not an easy process. And it's, the reason we were very fortunate at Vaccinosa is because we were shovel ready. We had all the documents in place. It requires submission of an energy model. You can't submit an energy model unless you have a basic design. You can't submit the lead credits. Unfortunately, now on this project, we're going to have to we can't follow LEED 2009, where LEED 2009 has been upgraded to LEED version 4. So it's a whole more sophisticated system. I think these projects still eligible for it, but it's a whole process. It does require some schematic design, and it requires quite a robust amount of information to submit. The opening, as Mr. Pinbo said, the opening is, we're being told, will be February of 2016. We need to be ready to submit the grants. Again, there's no guarantee. We're dealing with the state. You know, they could delay it. They could open it up in January.
I'm asking for the purpose that everybody understands that it takes you a few months. This is not something that you do overnight type thing.
Oh, no.
This took quite a while in Paxinosa to put together.
And fortunately with Paxinosa, Mr. Payne, we had all the documents ready. If you remember, the timing was just right. We had done enough design that we could make the submission, and that's why I think we were successful.
To be clear, Mr. Payne, I think talking to Arif and Randy, we're already cutting it close for them to be done in February. So we're really going to have to buckle down and do extra work to even get it done. So we're a little behind the 8 ball on that one. Correct, Arif?
Yes, sir.
And even if we get it and we delay the project some, at least we'll have that money which is committed for a period of time. You can't delay it real long, but it's committed for a period of time.
Yeah, usually they give you a timeline for the submission of the grant. As long as you are actually proceeding with the project, you can request extensions on it. Reasonable extensions, as long as there's a process. We requested extensions on a couple of projects already. Like I said, Paxinosa was the ideal case. There was no extension necessary. It was just perfect timing. We seem to have the same advantages that Paxinosa had. Cheston has significant advantages as well as Palmer individually. And as long as we get the cooperation of the municipalities, support of the legislators, and I know you were instrumental, and everybody here was instrumental in trying to pull together some of those supports, I think we're in very good shape. But it's not easy to find $2 million per project anywhere, and even the PD reimbursement is difficult. Those grants are, I think they're already receiving money on those. We've already
Last week we received over 200.
Actually, it's real money.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arif.
So based on this information that we received before about the milestone schedule, we're looking at approximately $4 million for the design portion of it? No. So
The
then,
grant is
oh, the grant is $4 million. Okay, so what cost are we talking about possibly for designs?
Mike?
Well, the percentage of the final project, but are you asking for prices leading up to a certain timeline?
this number that you're looking at, the number that you're looking at, the 4 million, if you see up above, there's a blue line, and it's the construction phase of the high school is what's causing the heavy numbers. We haven't done the math where we will be in February. From our perspective, the heavy work will be in Tracy, and that's one that I think you're probably going to do anyway. I'm not sure that that's really up for discussion. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. And the high school roof, I mean, I think those are getting done. So the majority of that $4 million that you're looking at is for the high school roof and the Tracy design, and then there'll be design fees for Cheston and Palmer to that point. If you're asking me for a number today, I don't want to throw one out, but it's a very minor portion of that $4 million that you said for those two projects.
Thank you, Rick. Any other questions?
No, I just want to make sure that the committee's still going to meet on Wednesdays then to keep going with these projects?
Not me.
No, I know, but you're planning on having those Wednesday meetings, correct?
If we serve at your direction.
Yeah.
We're happy to be
Yes, so we're going to have Wednesday 7 a.m. meetings. I will be there.
I know about it.
And I know Bob will be here.
Very familiar with it.
Okay. Not tomorrow? Cancel tomorrow? Well, that's good.
So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? We have one no. Mr. Monahan, what was your vote?
Yes.
All right. Yes, 8-1. Letter B. Can I have a motion to accept A, B, 12, A through D, 13A, and stop there?
Mike, explain the funding one. That's, again, since putting the motion in place to move it ahead for borrowing the money, for borrowing $100 million.
So, yeah, you will not see the dollar amount or the resolutions for the funding for the spring. That's just getting the motion, getting everything, the process in motion, referencing these projects, and then when we get to a point where projects are decided, the numbers, the documents, we need to know how much we need to borrow, when, how much and when we need to borrow it. We can borrow all once, we can borrow it in multiple issues, and that will all be decided and recommended by the finance people.
But in essence, they're going to be drawing the paperwork up for $100 million at this point.
Well, they're going to be signing the documents. The dollar amount will be filled in based on what the board approves on the project moving forward.
I'm going to do this again. Can I have a motion to approve number 11B, 12A through B? Sure. 11B, can I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
7-2. Number 12, can I have a motion to accept 12A through D? Second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Number 13, other business. Can I have a motion to appoint someone to CIT?
Over me or?
No, it's for Barron.
It's me.
Oh, it's for you. Oh, I thought it was Barron. I don't even know what the hell it is. I was so ready to leave, I don't even know. Billy, are you looking to go back? Okay, well, there we go. That was easy. All those in favor? Opposed? Letter C. Can I have a motion to accept the recommendation to accept the Easton Arts Academy Elementary Charter School?
So moved.
Second. Discussion?
I'd like to just make a comment on that. I'm going to be voting yes on that. Kind of the back to the wall yes, because I'm really not in favor of charter schools. You go to a charter school where you're looking at a school that's taking not only resources from your public school, but also students from your public school. And the students that they're taking are being taken on a lottery. So every one of us is paying for this charter school, which is supposed to give the people going to the charter school a leg up on the people going to the public school, which hasn't shown to be true, but that's the theory behind it. Now, if my son don't get in that charter school, I'm paying for your son to get a leg up on my son. And in the meantime, you're taking money away from my son to make it even harder for him to get the same level of education. So I'm going to vote yes on it, only because the law says we have to vote yes on it. Because if we don't, it's going to cost us more money in the long run with lawsuits and cases that we're going to lose. I just want everybody in here to be aware of what a charter school is and the danger of a charter school. And this is why we have to be vigilant and we have to be persistent with our legislators to knock that off. We need a public school system, not a private charter school system.
Thank you, Dominic.
I'd also like to say something, Lieutenant.
Yes, ma'am.
I really wish that we would have been able to make this a joint magnet school instead of a charter school for similar reasons that Mr. Buscemi mentioned.
Thank you. A little similar but different. I don't have a problem with charter schools. Parents have a right to educate their kids however the way they want to do it. Educate your kids however works for you. I have an issue with the funding formula and the state still not making any moves, including our governor, to rectify that and putting the public schools in a financial bind. That's my issue. My issue is not with the charter schools, but it's with the state and their unwillingness to look at different funding formulas. Any other comments?
Yes. A different.
Yes.
When we sat through the hearing, one of the things they talked about was the arts, the music, and those types of things. And after the hearing, as I was sitting here facing them, and I looked at the back of our room, and if everybody wants to, right in the back of our room is so many things about art. We have pictures of classes, students who have taken pictures in classes that were for the arts. They talked about music. We have pictures of all of our kids up here in our music. So I just want to say that I think we do a great job here at the school district, and I hate to see those kids leave because we do embrace that very heavily.
Thank you. Any other comments? There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other business from board members?
Yes, I got something fresh off the press. Something I think is fitting because it's the week of the Phillipsburg game. Our very own Shane Simpson, which is my mentee, just sent me this. 2016 freshman football stats out of 11 games. 141 carries, 784 yards, 3 TDs, 5.6 yards per carry, 9 catches. Shane Simpson is attending Townsend University in Maryland, Division I school. 9 catches, 64 yards, 10 punt returns for 72 yards, 34 kickoff returns for 915 yards, 1 TD, 81-yard TD got called back, 987 combined return yards. This is nationally ranked. Number 1 freshman in all-purpose yards, 1,835 yards, breaks down to 166.82 yards per game. Number 6 overall in nation in all-purpose yards. Number 2 freshman in the nation in combined return yards for special teams. Number 3 overall in combined return yards. Number 1 freshman in the nation in kickoff, averaging 26.9 yards per kickoff. I believe, that's only fitting for the Easton Peaburg game. Our very own Shane Simpson is really doing a great job in Townsend University, representing Easton well in the nation. So I just want to give him a big shout out, and we can all give him a hand.
Seeing none, before we adjourn, I want to thank my father for coming out tonight, even though he was playing. Thanks for coming out anyway.
He took your picture though.
We had this plan. We had a plan, you know what I mean, and it kind of got thrown off, so we're going to have to go back and talk about it. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped public comment on non-agenda items only. Any comment on non-agenda items only from the public? None. Can I have a motion to adjourn? All those in favor? Aye. Executive